on the shop project. Super excited. Probably one of the biggest things I am excited for, you know, obviously coming in the near future is finishing the shop. We took a break. You know, there is this thing called dollar bills, and it does take quite a few of them. I don't know, it's kind of dark. It takes quite a few of them to finish off a building. So if you guys are new or you haven't seen, go check out the playlist with the building. It kind of goes into all of the details. We're not going to get into all of the background, so go catch up on that. It's a 60 by 80. That's all I'm going to say. Wow, we need some light in here. Wow, it's still early. It's Friday morning. We are actually, as you can see, we've made some progress here. I'll get into that, but this video will be over the next couple days. We are finally getting ready to prep the ground here for concrete, and obviously we are digging. If you guys, again, I'm not sure in the grand scheme of things where you're at in the videos, but we purchased a dyno about the same time as we put up the building, so we're gonna have a dyno in here. I'm super excited about that. Sorry if it's echoey. Wow. Caw-caw. So yesterday, guys were over here digging the pit for the dyno. We got to, obviously the dyno comes with instructions as far as the floor, the wall thickness, rebar, all of that stuff. So we got to get that kind of perfect. Pretty much that's what they're going to work on today, is kind of starting to prep and working on the floor and the walls and all that stuff of here. So the big thing, and I'm not sure if you guys, I don't know if I even said it when we were doing the prep to even pour the walls. There is, I don't know if it's exactly bedrock. Bedrock here is actually pretty shallow compared to other places. We are on, I don't know if it's bedrock. I don't want to call it bedrock if I'm wrong, but man, there is a massive, I said, did you get it? It's massive rock stone right here. It actually, when they were doing the excavating, they dug all around it, and it's like, I don't know if it's 10 feet big or whatever. But anyway, we're gonna drill into rebar in that, and then we got the footer of the wall. This dyno pit is gonna be bomb-proof pretty much. So first step is they're gonna work on the dyno pit, and basically that's all gonna tie into the floor. So the floor is the next step of the building. Obviously there is some grade work to do. We gotta get that down just a little bit further. But yeah, super excited. The goal is for the shop, the goal for the shop is to be finished before winter time. Now winter time here is pretty mild compared to other places, but wanna pour it while it was a nice, I mean, it's gonna be 80s degrees next week, so good temperature to pour. So yeah, super excited. We've got some floor drains, so let's get into some of like the behind the scenes stuff, so before the guys get here. So we've got some floor drains. We're gonna put floor drains in the first two bays here to wash stuff, and I'm not gonna worry about putting wash bays all the way down there, but definitely in the first two bays, which will be really nice. We'll have a place to wash stuff in the winter time. We did not do heat in the floor. I'm not going to spend that extra money as far as all of my research that I've done in the climate that we're in. Just not going to do it. So we are going to do basically the same heat and air that is in the current shop over there, just obviously another unit for the square space. But rebar in the floor, that was a big topic, whether it was actually needed or not for pickup trucks. The Peterbilt obviously kind of pushes that, but we are going to end up doing rebar, really just so I can sleep at night. I talked to a couple different people, and it was kind of 50-50 whether you thought we needed it, whether you could just do like the thin wire mesh or the stuff that they put in from the plant that's supposedly supposed to make it good. Couldn't really get a solid answer, so we're just going to spend the extra money and do rebar. The only thing that kind of stinks about that as far as cost-wise goes is once you rebar the floor, you have to have a pump truck. So rebar just kind of, not only the cost of the rebar, but the cost of actually how it has to get done, how it has to get poured. But you know what, at the end of the day, how many, you know, better safe than sorry. The last thing I want to deal with is a floor that is cracking or insufficient. So anyway, we're gonna do 6 inches rebar, go a little bit deeper where we know some lifts are gonna be. Obviously the dyno pit, we're gonna make bomb proof. For now, we've got our Dynocom 15,000 hiding in the shop here, so it stays out of the weather. Looks like somebody may have been making a little home. But here's the dyno, just chilling in here. Michael's working on some of the wiring so we can kind of place our PVC pipes so the wires can run up out of the pit into the floor. We've got power, we've got air, and we've got computer controls that all have to get run from the pit outside. So we're gonna try and make sure all of that gets lined up. What'd you say? I'm keeping the camera away from right here. You know what I mean? Just gotta keep this you know, scam up here of this car. You know what? Maybe little peek. Give him a little peek. Okay, look at me. Pause game, rewind. Pause game, rewind. It is the night before the pour. Friday, 5 a.m. tomorrow. It is going down, but we have got rebar throughout the entire floor. The dyno pit floor is done. I'll show you guys that there in a little bit, but got the shop drains or the floor drains put in as well. Decided to put them towards the front of the door. Really just didn't want to mess with the pitch of the floor getting back to where the racks would be. I know a lot of guys run them down the middle here. I kind of chose to run them kind of close to the edge of the door. That way it's really interrupting the pitch of the floor the least amount towards the back of the shop where the lifts are going to be. Really, that's kind of my reasoning behind it. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right, but I've seen a lot of guys do it this way. So floor drains will be in the first two bays if we want to dry stuff off. I know this is a little bit different from like a conventional shop setting where doors open and close and vehicles get pulled in all the time and there's thawing and stuff, but this should work out great for us if we're going to pull in like one single truck here or there to wash. But we have got rebar, we've got some chase pipes run up through right here for some water and things later. Like I said, we got rebar throughout the entire floor, making it super strong. And we got the dyno pit, which ate up some time for sure, but we have got rebar that goes into the floor and comes out here. It's got to be one of the strongest dyno pits ever. So we've got rebar tied in throughout the entire thing. We still just have yet to put in the chase pipes for the power, the air, and the dyno controls. That'll be over here before they pour. But we've triple checked all the measurements on the floor. And we are ready to pour tomorrow morning AM. Just a couple other little details to finish off, but we're good to go. See you guys first thing in the morning. guys, we are a day or so after the concrete pour. Everything is done and buttoned up. Wanted to show you guys the finished product. It is definitely echoey in here. It is definitely way more echoey in here, but the floor came out so awesome. I am so pumped. They actually just came out here this morning to finish with the saw cutting for the control cracks. If you guys don't know, concrete obviously is going to crack. You just try to make it crack exactly where you want it. So we got some control lines all in there, kind of tucked behind the doorways. Should be really nice for the lifts. Shouldn't interfere with that. So we've kind of done most of the homework to make sure that we don't have any interference down the road with lifts and everything else like that. But floor drain looks really good. The camera's not going to really do the floor justice. It's going to kind of look a little funny. And they did actually put a sealer down on it. We'll probably put one more coat of the sealer on it. But if you guys, I think what everybody aims for, and what I'm a huge fan of, man, sorry it's so echoey. I'm not a huge epoxy fan. What I really like is when you go into Home Depot or Lowe's and it just looks really polished and kind of has like a clear coat on it. That's what we were after here. That way when stuff spills and you got to do cleanup, it mops up a lot easier instead of just the bare concrete. So we'll probably put, like I said, put another coat of sealer on it, but man, it turned out so good. Super nice. Details, I believe it was about 8 trucks. I believe about almost 100 yards, I guess is what they call it. But the pit came out absolutely perfect. The guys nailed it on the pit. All of the dimensions are perfect. We just have to finish cutting off our pipes going in it, but we've got our pipe set. Power, air, computer controls, probably cut that one flush, but pit dimensions came out great. That was obviously a big concern. You can't really go back and undo your dimensions. So got it tied into the floor perfectly. And yeah, guys, we are ready for the next step. Like I said, we want to get this building done before the winter so we can move stuff in here and have more room. So we've got heat and AC already ordered up. We're waiting for our units to come in. Wes and the guys who have done the inside of that building and all of this building are going to continue to kind of help us finish it up. We're going to insulate it. They're going to do the finishing steel in here. But yeah, we're well on our way. We got to do lighting. We got lighting coming up. Well, after that, but one thing I am slightly concerned about is I was talking to most of you guys probably already know, Dirty Max Jack is putting up a building too. Me and him are good buddies. We chat back and forth. He posted an Instagram story about some electrical supplies being like 200 to 300% over. Like, it is a terrible time to start building and doing construction because of all of the price inflation going on. It is just absolutely crazy. Right now, I believe the guy Wes, who's helping us do this building, lumber is kind of coming back down. I think the lumber bubble popped, but inside the finishing steel is definitely still high. So I have been personally very lucky with putting this building up. I've kind of hit the lows at the right time, so I haven't been getting killed on this building. So super thankful for Wes and the guys. They do a great job. They have been awesome, and the concrete turned out great. So super excited. We're gonna, like I said, we're gonna keep trucking on the building. So they're gonna come back, gonna do insulation, and yeah, that's your building update. We've got plenty of extra stone to fix our muddy parking lot, so that's going to be on the agenda as well. Next up as well, we have to set a new pole out in the front yard and dig a trench about 300 feet back, or yards back. Feet, yards, I don't know, I can't remember, but anyway, super pumped. So pumped for the concrete. Now the doors can shut, nothing can get in here. Oh man, I cannot wait. We're gonna refrain from putting anything inside the building until we are just completely done. So super pumped. Make sure you guys stay tuned for more shop updates and you know, just everything else. Next video coming up is the Smoky Mountain Truck Fest Rod Run video, and you guys are not gonna wanna miss that because there is tons and tons of shenanigans happening in that video. But anyway, hit the like button before you leave, subscribe if you have not already. I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya, bye.